Hi there, it's Phoenix Jira. I am about to discuss a fairly controversial thing, which is where do we go when we die? So, where people go when they die is very much dependent on the thoughts and beliefs of the person you're speaking with, right? One of the things that I have thought of once in a while is the fact that in most cases, I can comprehend many different things that many people might be going through. Okay? I may not understand it. I might not be able to sympathize the way they want or whatever. However, if someone wants to discuss rocket science or brain surgery or flying an airplane, writing a computer program, cleaning carpet, putting a roof on your house, driving a car, building cement blocks, raising chickens, going to the grocery store. So many different subjects, right? Do I know anything about rocket science? No. But if you want to talk about rocket science, I have the ability to listen, to have a discussion, even though I don't know anything about it, and to recognize the fact that it exists. There are people who are rocket scientists, brain surgeons, people who make cars, people who grow corn. These are all things that I know exist in everyday life, and that even though I can't see them, even though I'm not a part of it, even though I'm not there, it's happening, right? I can comprehend it. What I can't comprehend is nothingness. Okay? So, there are many, many theories about what happens when a person dies. And that is based on a person's belief and faith. You have faith that you're going to go to heaven. You believe you're going to go to hell. You have a belief that maybe that neither one of those things. Maybe your consciousness will just float around in the universe. Maybe you think that you are going to be reincarnated as another person or an animal or a plant. Whatever it is that you think is going to happen when you die, that is a belief or faith in that process. There may be another word besides belief and faith, but those are the two words I've chosen. Because there is literally no way for anyone to prove what will happen to a person when they die. Now, I'm talking about consciousness. When a person dies, you are buried or you are cremated or whatever, you become a part of the planet. I'm talking about your body, physical form. But a lot of people believe that you have a soul and a consciousness that will continue on in some other fashion, in some way beyond today. You can see that in movies, you can read it in books, religious text, you can speak to your friends and family about it if you go to church. Maybe you don't go to church, but you still have a belief that there is some place that you're going to go, regardless of whether or not you believe in a God. So you have this belief system, but there's literally no way for you or me to prove what will happen, because no one has ever died before. I'm not talking about somebody dies for 2 minutes and they come back. I'm talking about they're dead, and nobody's ever come back to life and said, oh, hey, I gotta tell you what happened to me for the last 3 years when I was dead. That doesn't happen. So if you have a strong belief or faith system, no matter what I say, if I'm like, you really don't know what's going to happen to you, you're going to be like, yeah, I do. Okay. I'm not going to argue with something that strong. If you believe that you will go to heaven, that you will float around in the universe, that you will become a part of the earth and be reincarnated, that is your belief system, and I cannot argue it, nor do I want to. Okay? Now, if you say to me, oh yeah, when I die, I'm going to be reincarnated as a tractor, I might raise an eyebrow. I'm pretty sure you're not going to be reincarnated as a tractor. Okay, that's not going to happen. But if you come to me and you say, I don't know, maybe you have a belief that when you die, you're reincarnated as the very next person born on the planet. Okay? Or maybe you think, oh, when I die, I will be reincarnated as the very next person born in my family. Okay? I could have 1 million people tell me 1 million different things that's going to happen. And I'd be like, well, who's right? Or I could have 1 million people tell me the exact same thing. And I'm still going to say, how do you know that? You don't know that. That is what you believe in your heart, in your mind, in your soul. That's what's going to happen. Now, it makes me feel better to think that I will go on to something else in a conscious sort of way. Because although I can fathom rocket science and all of those things I mentioned, growing corn and, walking barefoot on glass, I can imagine it and I know it happens. I cannot fathom nothingness. If you're sitting there and you're thinking about nothingness, there's nothing. It's just blank. It's just this nothingness. You still can't be there because your mind is not going to stay there. You're thinking about the nothingness. You're wondering about the nothingness. That's not where you're at. You're still here. So we can try to think about it. We can try to imagine it, but we cannot truly fathom it. Even watching a movie where they talk about, they pretend that somebody's dead and now they're in this nothingness. Okay, well, we're still not in the nothingness. We're watching this. That is why so many people have a belief or faith system that helps them deal with the tremendous thought of there being nothing, of just done. And it also helps us to deal with when people pass on that we know, to believe that they've gone on to something. I don't like to say they've gone on to something better. That's a personal thing because it's a selfish thing. What do you mean they've gone on to something better? Wasn't it nice here with me? So that's a little bit of a me thing. But if we imagine that someone has gone on to something better or gone on to a good place, if we believe that and it makes us feel better, then that's not a bad thing. I just think about it once in a while. What is going to happen? And will I actually know it in the end? So when I die, will I know I'm dead? Will I then move on to another plane or another area and be like, oh, okay, well, that was an interesting adventure that I had, and now I'm on to the next one. Is that what's going to happen? That is what I'd like to think. I would like to think that after we die, we kind of blink a little and we go, oh, well, that was fun or interesting or stupid. Why did I have to go through that? Whatever. Now I'm going to go on to the next adventure. So that's what I like to think, that life is an adventure. And when we're done with this life, we go on to the next adventure. No matter what it is, there's another adventure around the corner. So that's what I like to think. Anyway, this is Phoenix Jira, and I'm done with that thought.